guys, welcome back to our podcast, Help Me Find Him. My name is Drea Renee, and this is
Misha Renee. Hi, guys. So, Drea,
Yes.
we just finished our first episode.
I know.
Oh, my goodness. We've been best friends for years, and we never thought to do a podcast together, but it felt like magic. For me, at least. How do you feel after episode 1 is now done?
Well, since this is like my first time ever doing something like this, I was a little nervous, but I'm happy it got done. And, my girl Misha Renee edited, and they said it's popping. So, I'm going to have to watch it still because I still haven't seen it. I kind of don't like looking at myself sometimes on video. So, I'm going to watch it, but
You were a natural.
It was a good time. So,
You are a natural.
I'm ready for episode 2.
And I am too. I am so excited to tell you about our TikTok review today. So today our TikTok review is actually, I'll let you say her name. What is the girl's name? Her name is?
Her name is Billie Mali. It's at BILLIE MALI on TikTok.
So Billie Mali, she posted a video to TikTok, kind of like a story time, where she was just kind of saying like, I set a boundary with a guy and I went against that boundary because I let him talk me out of it. And, this happens far too often. And we seen it. We was like, hell yeah. Like,
Right.
We've been there.
We've
like,
definitely been
how
there.
many times do you feel like you let a guy talk you out of your boundary? Especially like, I feel like guys will, I don't even get into it. But
Right.
I've definitely and it's like you let somebody talk you out of it, but it's still like you're mad at yourself. You're not mad at anybody else but yourself because you set the boundary.
Right.
So before we get too deep into, this video, we just gonna play the clip, all right?
All right.
I know a lot of girls are going to be able to relate to this. I hope so. Or am I weird? Have y'all ever gone to like a guy's house? Okay, actually before you went over to his house, you let him know that you don't want to do anything. And he says it's cool, like you don't have to do anything. And you're like, cool, I don't have to do anything, so I'll go. You end up going and he still tries to do something. And you suck at boundaries. I suck at boundaries. He keeps on trying, you kind of say no, but then he's like, well, what did you expect? And again, you suck at boundaries. I suck at boundaries. And like, I also have an issue with like taking blame for everything. Like, of course, I know how guys are. Like, what did I expect? Even though I told him, what did I expect? So you just let him get it. You let him have you. You let him.
All right, so, after watching that one, first off, I can honestly say, I relate.
Yes, I relate to.
Now that we came back from it, before we start talking about our feelings on that one, I got a question for you.
Yes.
Do you feel like you suck at boundaries? Why are you laughing? Do you feel like you suck at boundaries? Like,
Okay, so that's kind of like a yes, no. I do suck, but sometimes... No, I do suck at boundaries. I ain't even gonna lie. Okay. But I'm trying to work on that because I need to have better boundaries for myself. Yeah.
I feel like I suck at boundaries personally too. I feel like with me, it's like I know in my heart what I be wanting to do, but then I'm also a people pleaser.
I'm the same way. Like, I feel like, if I go to a man's house and they're like, we don't got to do nothing. Once they tell me on the phone, I get over there and it's like a whole different thing. I'm just like, you knew you wanted to do something from the get. So why are you even saying that to me?
So why even agree to it? And she even said, she had a conversation with him and she had told him like, hey, I don't want to do this A, B, and C. I don't even know if I don't want to assume it was just sex, but I don't want to do A, B, and C when I get over there. Like, I just want to chill. Right. And they're like, oh, it's okay. It's cool. Come over still. Right. Like, I just want to spend time with you. And it's like, cool. And then they get there and it's like,
they want to start licking on your butt. Like, I said we don't have to do it. We didn't have to do anything.
Not licking on your butt.
Yes. I'm just
Is that
playing.
What happens? They start looking on your butt?
No, that's not what happens all the time. But no, that's how some dudes are. They think that's how that's how they gonna get you.
I think what makes
some
it
girls
so
are like
relatable and so sad is like, so I got like a 2-part question from that video, right? Okay. So what makes it relatable is I know that we all have been in a position where it's like, I'm only going here to do this,
right?
And that's it. And you leave and you're like, I fucked this nigga. I fucked this nigga, and I'm only going over to watch a movie, and that's it, and sit on his couch and talk to him, and I leave, and
that's what we call my friend Netflix and chill.
Netflix and chill. Shout out to Netflix
and chill.
But what I think is like really hard about it is like, who is there somebody to blame in this situation? It's a rough question I ask. Like, is there somebody to blame? Do you blame yourself? Do you blame the other person? Like,
maybe it's just in the heat of the moment, you just never know.
Because
you don't really want to blame yourself.
Yeah.
Because if y'all both really wanted it, and if it happened,
then it just kind of happened. I think where it comes down to me, where I really start to think about it, is like I blame myself, and I don't feel like that's the healthiest thing to do.
No, it's not.
It's not healthy to blame yourself, because you're human. At the end of the day, you have to give yourself grace, especially in the factors of like sexual chemistry. Like when you're around people, you set this boundary, you're like, I'm not going to do this, and then you feel the sexual tension and the sexual chemistry, and it's like, you can lick it.
Right.
But don't stick it. The next thing you know,
you can lick it and stick it. Right.
You can stick it. I didn't mean, but get the condom.
You know what really kills me is like, you say you don't want to go do nothing, but you go over there and he's like, well, let me give you a massage, start rubbing on your neck.
But dudes don't do well with foreplay. Like, foreplay is some bullshit. That's the only thing. It's almost like with boundaries, when you go to a guy's house and you set a boundary, you almost need to go over there and be like, don't touch me.
Right. No, seriously.
Because if they touch you, they're just going to keep like
touching and keep touching until they get down and further down.
It starts with a kiss, and then it's on your neck, and then it's on your titty,
on your nipples,
and the next thing you know, he down there, and the next thing you know, you're fucking with your legs up in the air. Like, it makes no sense. I hate to say it,
not
but
the legs up,
no, with your legs up,
or you're bent over on the couch. Like, sometimes it happens.
Oh, that's how you like it. Oh. That's how you like it. Huh?
That's how I like it. Hey, y'all, don't mind us.
Like, the reality is that, like, when it comes to boundaries, like, I don't want to say that there's somebody to blame. I don't personally feel like, I feel like we as people, like women, are going to blame yourselves really hard.
Right.
And I think one of the things that's actually wild that's playing through my head is whenever you told me in the comments, a girl was like, half of my body count
came from that.
So then it's like, damn, are we even really feeling like we are choosing to have sex?
It's like, you know what, fuck it.
Yeah. Are we choosing to have sex?
Like, just do it. Like,
because I like when I walk into the room and I have that sexual chemistry with somebody and I'm like, I want to do this. Like, I feel completely comfortable.
I agree.
I 100% agree with doing this. Like, I don't want to get up from the bed feeling like, I need my underwear.
Right. Like feeling real uncomfortable because you really didn't want to do it in the first place.
Right.
But you end up doing it. It's like, man, all right, whatever. It happened. Fuck it.
Right. And this is like, what we have to definitely stress. Now, there is some case scenarios that this conversation has a very thin line where it can become real rapey real quick. Because sometimes, like, if a woman says no, no means no.
Right.
If a woman, like, there's a big difference between, like, going against your boundaries and then also, like, saying no. That doesn't mean, now, that's a different conversation for a different day, but I do want to disclaimer that. If a woman says no and y'all are in the midst of, heat of kissing and stuff and it's getting passionate and she says no and you still keep pushing, that's rapey. That's rapey. However, this is specifically talking about when a woman says, like, sets the tone before, like, I'm not trying to do that, and then in the course of hanging with you, being with you, now it's like, all right, we can do it.
Right.
Like, I agree to doing it. This is agreeable. I want that to be known because I feel like sometimes people hear it and they're like, somebody's going to listen to this episode and they're going to be like, oh yeah, women, they always act like they don't want it, but they're going to do it. Like, nah, nigga.
Right.
If I said motherfucking no. I said no. And back the fuck up.
Back the fuck up. Because they be wanting
you to damn near kick them sometimes. That's what, I be feeling so bad because I be like, I'm about to put my deep voice on. Nigga, back the fuck up.
Not the nigga.
Get up off me, nigga.
Nigga. Hold on, y'all. Because she just made her deep voice.
But that's because it be like, yo, I told you. But when it comes to, like, boundaries, this is, like, completely, like, I set the tone. Like, I didn't want to do this when I went over there. But when I got over there, my mind changed because of, like, you doing different stuff. Like, you start kissing in certain
your
places.
Mind changes.
And we're human.
Because they try to play victim, y'all. Don't get me wrong. They try to act all upset. Like, oh, well, I haven't had none in a long time. You haven't gave me none or this and that. Don't fall for it.
Now, I'm going to ask...
don't fall for it.
I'm going to ask an adult, because you're an adult. I'm going to ask an adult a childish question.
I'm a child.
I'm done. So, the childish question is, do you feel like sometimes you give in because you want the guy to like you more? And it's not childish. It's just a question that I feel like high schoolers usually get.
Sometimes, sometimes it be like that. You do give in because you do like the dude and you want him to like you more. Yes. But sometimes I just give in because it's like, I don't want to hear the motherfucker complain. Like, you feel me? Like, why are you even begging for the pussy? Is it that real?
Why would you be begging? And I think the thing for me, like, I don't give in because I want you to like me more. I'll say I definitely know I don't do that. For me, it's like I get to a certain point where I'm like, I don't want to hear him complain. That's one thing. Because if it's a late at night It's like, damn, nigga,
I'm
leave me alone.
tired.
But then also after hours of you kissing all on me, and now I'm like horny too. Like now it's like, okay, like you've been doing this all night. Like now I want some.
Right.
But I would say I don't. The reason why I say I don't have sex with them to like me more is because I feel like I'm getting now in my older age. I have done that.
Right.
I don't want to seem like I'm Superwoman and I know I've never had sex with a guy to like me more. I've done it before, but in my older age, I feel like if you fucking like me, you would listen to me.
Definitely, when I was younger, that definitely was some things that happened. I mean, like right now, I'm learning to become better at my boundaries. But definitely, when I was younger, definitely was like, you know, I want him to like me more, so why not?
Boundaries are hard.
Boundaries are definitely hard.
Boundaries are really hard because you set the tone for yourself and in your clear minded state when nothing's affecting you, when you don't have an exterior force or I don't want to sound too fucking like eccentric with it, exterior force, but when you don't have anybody else influencing what you're thinking, when it's just you and you're at peace and you're sitting by yourself and you're saying to yourself, I'm done with this shit. I don't want to keep fucking these dudes that don't really give a fuck about me. I want to be with somebody who really truly cares about me. So right now when I kick it with a dude, regardless where it's at and stuff, I'm not going to go over there and let him just do that. Like I'm, you know, in your own, you sit there in your mind by yourself and that's the tone you set. But then when you get in the room with the exterior forces and, you know, the influences of other things. And like I said, you know, I'm a grown ass woman. You start kissing on me for hours. Like,
first of all, why are you even kissing on me for hours?
You started at midnight. It's 4 a.m. and you still kissing. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like
first
now?
First of all, it should never be that long kissing.
There's a river.
After about 25 minutes, right?
I was born by the river.
In a little tent.
But, you know, I just think that boundaries can be really, really difficult. And they're hard to set. I'm really working on mine this year. And I think what I really appreciated about her video was that it was just like transparent. Like, I suck at boundaries. I suck at boundaries. And I feel her when I feel that. Like, I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm amazing with boundaries. Oh, no, I know what I want to do. But what I will say, what I want to give, like, I don't want to give tips because, you know, I don't like giving advice, but I will give some tips. When you set your boundaries, sometimes you almost got to know yourself.
Right.
So, like, for instance, if I go on a first date, I don't do first dates at the crib. I don't do first. You're not going to fucking talk me into watching a movie on your couch as our first date. First off, if I don't fucking know you that well, why the fuck am I coming over to watch a movie at your house? I don't even know you that well. You can't take me to Starbucks? Like, because they act like, oh, everybody want Eddie V's. Yeah, you can meet me. You know,
you could take me to the damn Dave and Buster's. Let's meet at the movies. Let's go to the park. We don't even have to be spending money for real.
We can get ice cream. But that's like a boundary I put in place for myself. So like if it comes to a guy, if I know there's a guy I don't want to have sex with yet, like maybe I'm just not there yet. Maybe I really want to get to know this guy because I truly do feel like having sex with people early disturbs the peace of getting to know them the way that you want to get to know them because you skip to this sexual relationship and it's really hard to come back from that.
Right.
So I'll do other things like we can hang out here, we can do this, we can do that. Right. If I do decide to come to your house, I might have to really warrior myself up. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, you start kissing them. I ain't want to do that. You have to nip it in the butt quick. But you gotta learn, you know, yourself. And then also, like, learn the guys that you're talking to because you want a respectful guy. You don't want a guy who's going to keep fucking trying all night. Like, if I said, like, I don't really want to, now you becoming rapey if you keep trying me. Like,
I mean, how many times do you have to say no for a guy to really be like, oh, you really don't want it?
And I think the thing is, it's the moment you agree and it's like, all right. But like for real, when no means no at the end of the day. And it's like and I think that's a good point. Like prior to you getting there too, no means no to yourself.
Right.
Like, so it's like, it's hard. Like your boundaries are, I suck at boundaries. I know I suck at boundaries.
But as we're getting older, you know, our boundaries are going to become way better.
Yeah, because we've been through some shit.
We've been through a lot of shit. And, you know, you gotta let that old stuff go.
I've been through some shit. I've been through some shit, man.
We all been through some shit.
Why we really wanted to talk about this one is because I do feel like it's very important for women, young women, older women, women our age. I guess we would be mid-age women. I don't know.
Oh no, I'm 30, y'all. She thinks I'm the oldest lady on the earth.
She old. But it's really important for us to give ourselves grace when it comes to boundaries because some of these things that we be fighting, these be shifts from our childhood that we don't even realize. Like, you think you can't really fight boundaries. It's because you probably had a hard time fighting boundaries with the authority that you had as a child growing up. Like, being able to speak up for yourself, or being able to be your own advocate.
Right.
It's really, really hard, and we're learning and we're trying to figure it out as we go. So give yourself grace, and, mess with people who respect you, because if you do tell somebody that you don't want to mess with them in that type of capacity, and you get over there and their main objective is to switch your mind and change your mind and get you out of your comfort zone when you already set the tone for your comfort zone, you don't need that person in your life.
No.
You don't. And then last but not least, I do want to say, if somebody ever makes you feel like you're forced to do something, regardless, if you can change your mind at any given process, at any given time, you don't have to keep going with somebody just because you agreed to it. You can backtrack. Nope. You're allowed to do that and say, no, I don't want to do this anymore.
Right.
So if somebody ever makes you feel like you're not able to, please reach out and speak to somebody. Please, whatever you need to do, if you would like to talk to your friends, if you would like to report it, make sure that you are like really, really not ignoring your emotions on it. Because if you feel like somebody took it too far, and you feel like somebody took your no and ignored it and raped you, basically, I hate to say it like that, but if you feel like you've been raped, like, don't feel like it's your fault. It's not your fault at all. You did stand up for yourself, and you were ignored. And I think I'll try to add the rape hotline number at the end of this segment, but I do think it's very important, because boundaries, one thing about them boundaries, man, they can fucking be crossed. Boundaries can fucking be crossed, and people be trying to cross them shits all the time. So don't let nobody make you feel like you are in control of you.
And you are obligated to give it up, because you're not. At the end of the day, it's your body, it's your mind, it's your soul, and you protect that with everything that you have.
Your body and your, what's that? What do people say? Your body, your
soul?
No. Your choice. Your body, your choice. I couldn't get out. Your body, your choice. And shout out to them niggas with the abortion laws too. Y'all need to hear this too. It's our body, it's our choice. We gonna do what we want to do.
Okay.
All
right.
Okay.
Well, let's take a shot. Sip to that.
Cheers. If the world was ending,
would you ride?
Or would you try to get me?
That's like Brandon.
I will wait for you. For you. I will wait for you. Why we gotta come back with a different song?
I will wait for you. We should have came back with My Days. Because I know the song.
No, I don't know that song.
When I'm not with you.
Well, I do, but I don't know the words to it. All right, y'all. Welcome back to Story Time with us.
Hello.
So we just talked about the boundaries in the TikTok review by the girl. I can't remember her name.
Billie Molly at BILLIEMALI. Make sure y'all follow her on TikTok.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful girl. Very beautiful girl.
Beautiful.
Very strong message about boundaries. And I always appreciate a woman that get on the internet and open up her soul, because that's vulnerability to even share that, because, it's not easy to talk about that shit. Mm-mm. So what we gonna do? Talk about that shit.
Exactly.
So story time today, I'm going to talk about, whenever I let somebody cross a boundary, and don't know, Dre.
I guess I'm going to have to, too.
All right, so you want me to go first?
Yeah, you go first.
All right, so when it comes to boundaries, when it comes to me, I think we kind of talked a little bit about how we feel about boundaries in the last segment, so I won't get too deep. But yes, I have, let people cross my boundaries a couple times. And in one case, I feel like I stood up for myself. In the other case, I stood up for myself in the end. I remember, so let's backtrack. Bring it back now. So I don't think I've ever mentioned this. I was in a relationship where I lived with my ex-boyfriend for a couple of years. It was a really hard relationship, and when we broke up, you just do dumb shit. When you break up with somebody, I feel like, they talk about the rebound niggas. You just don't give a fuck who the rebound is, because I hate to say it, but you just be looking for that, like, feeling again. Like, because you just went from this person who was so, like, lovey-dovey on you to a certain extent, or you wouldn't have broke up with them.
Right.
And then you kind of want a little piece of that back, so your choice in men are not the best. And so I decided to talk to this guy who was in my DMs, who normally I would not have talked to. And again, I've already prefaced this on on the other episode 1. I'm not gonna say no names, but I'll just say why I wouldn't really ever really talk to this guy. Like, he was just short as fuck, and I'm short as fuck.
Don't do that.
He was. I know you're short as fuck, but I'm 5'7", and I think he was. Oh, I said 5'7". I'm 5'6", and I think he was a little bit shorter than me.
What, 5'5"?
I don't know.
5'4"? Well, I'm 5'2", y'all. So
All I know is that
like
I think his hair
nigga.
was the height of me. But at the end of the day, like, you know, some people will be
Someone
like,
come get her.
but for real, you know, some girls won't even date a guy because they're short. And I don't go against that, but I at least like to be at least looking at 1 inch up.
Right.
1 inch up. So like 5'7", 5'8", like I might still talk to you. But he was shorter than me a little bit, and I was just like, he was nice and he had his shit together, which was like, on paper, he had his shit together. That boy was a fucking mess.
Damn.
And so I went for it. I'm like, whatever. He had really good conversation. You know how it be. Somebody is, you know how it be.
I do know how it be.
But yeah, so, you know, on paper he was good, and we had good conversation. We were having a good time. He was coming extra strong in the beginning. Extra strong. Like, he was so interested. Oh, calling me in the middle of the day. How's your day? What you doing? I just want to see what you was up to. Wanting to come sit and talk. Like, and I liked the attention. I really, really liked the attention.
Right.
And so what it came down to was, you know, it was moving really fast. And I felt like it was moving really fast. And I was, you know, I'm cool with the kissing and stuff, but I felt like it was moving really, really fast, especially me being like so fucking vulnerable from breaking up with my ex-boyfriend. Like, I knew I wasn't ready for shit. I really should have been healing, but I was more like just trying to move on to whatever, maybe move on to the next.
Move on so you don't have to remember and think about your ex.
Think about your ex. And so I'm going to paint a real picture for you. I ain't going to say pretty picture. I'm going to paint a picture. So one night things are getting heated, and this is where I fuck up on boundaries, because I'll just be honest. I am one of them girls who would look you dead in your face, and I will tell you, listen, you can get the first, second, even third base. You ain't hitting no home run. And I'm going to let you do it. So don't think I'm a tease because I let you do it, because I'm telling you right now that I might let you do it. So I'm going to just call it thing because I don't like to talk in circles. Like, if you tell me you're going to eat me out, if you tell me you want to give me, is it fellatio? Fellatio.
Yeah, fellatio.
You tell me you want to give me fellatio and you want me to experience this epic fellatio, because you know, all men, when they explain their oh, I give the best head. Oh, I will rock your world. You've never had head like this. You ain't never. You ain't never. And hopefully it'd be good. Now this was good. But
It was good, y'all.
It was good. But yeah, so you know, it's like, oh no, I'm gonna give you this head. I mean, like we talked about in the TikTok review, I'm human. You talking about giving amazing head?
Why not?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Let me lay down.
So, you know, we were doing that. I think we did that, like, and I think it was one of them things where I talk about, like, oh, you start early in the night and now it's like 4 a.m. So I think it was kind of like we was kissing. We was like all feeling on each other, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Now it's like damn near 4, and it's just like, okay, like either I'm gonna go to sleep or, you know, you going to keep eating. I don't know. Whatever you want to do. I don't know. I hate talking this raunchy, but this is the truth. This is a true story. So what ended up happening was, you know, dude started to try me, like to try to, you know, get his penis near my vagina, and I was like, no. I thought we talked about this. Don't you remember I told you I didn't want to be a tease? That's why I didn't want. Because I always tell them, I don't want to let you give me head if you think that you automatically deserve to get my vagina just because I let you give me head. So you need to, like, I try to make it a 2-part decision. You can give me head, but if you try to think that because you gave me head, I have to give you sex or I have to give you head back, like you're.
That's what they expect, though.
Yeah, you're wrong, and I'm a very, like, I'm all for pleasure, but let me want to pleasure you.
Right.
You decided you wanted to pleasure me. And I decided I wanted to let you. But that doesn't mean that I decided I wanted to pleasure you yet.
Exactly.
And I'm not being greedy. It's just that I want to feel good about what I do. Right. And I don't feel good about it yet. I feel good about you giving me head. But I don't feel good about giving you head. Okay? So.
I'm gonna fit to that, y'all.
Cheers to that. But, so, like I said, the night got late. And it was just like. He was just like, oh, I wanna. I'm like, I said no, I don't wanna do it yet. And he was like, no, I wanna. I'm like, I said no. And then this nigga.
What'd he do?
This is some foul shit.
What'd he do?
He said, everybody always does this to me. He's like, I hate when people do. Like, and I don't wanna, that's not verbatim his words, but it was that energy of like, oh, I hate when this happens to me. It always happens to me. And I'm like, What you mean? Everybody thinks I'm like the nice guy. I'm the nice guy. Like, oh, I'm just the guy you're supposed to like get to know and like I can never like have. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Like,
I should have fucking kicked him out when he had this little hissy fit.
Should've.
I should have kicked him out. But I at that, like I said, I was in a little vulnerable, dumb space, and I also felt like me and him were connecting, so I felt bad. And I'm also like a little mini. I'm going to school to be a therapist. Mind your business. But so a piece of me at that point was just kind of like wanting to know, like, why you feel that way? Like, why is this energy? Like, something deep in you feels that if you're gonna come at me like that, like, you know, all off of some head, all because I won't fuck you back, like, boy. So I'm like, what's wrong?
He was crying for the pussy, y'all.
Basically, crying for the pussy. We should name an episode that. Crying for the pussy. But yeah, so like, I'm like, why you feel like that? Like, you okay? And like, he just kept saying like, no, like I just hate it. Like, and I honestly can't give you play for play what happened. All I know is that he at that point made me feel so bad for him. So bad for him in that moment.
Her boundaries were tested.
That I was just like, you know what?
Fuck it. First of all,
let's just do it. Let's just do it.
He was crying for the pussy. Like, I can't get over that.
It was truly like I hate when this happens. Like, and I don't want to say that like that, but it was like baby. Like this happens. Everybody always does it, and I feel like it was like a little bit more like he might have been a little bit more cooler with it, because I'm like, but this is how it felt for me.
But he said everyone does this. Why do everyone do this?
Because you're short. Because your head come
stop
up to
trying to
the
mess with these tall ass women.
That's why I don't fuck with short niggas. First off, y'all got little man syndrome. Like, I don't mean to be rude, but like, little man syndrome is really a thing. I've seen it in women.
My son
I think sometimes you have little man syndrome.
I probably do.
Like, in the little man syndrome, the thing for me, like, and I'm sure it's a way bigger definition, so please don't pull out the Merriam dictionary on me. But little man syndrome for me is like somebody who's short, and when they feel like that somebody is like challenging them, they get real mad,
aggressive, and real upset, and real mad, and want to be mad
because they feel like that person's like trying to overpower them. Like, man, calm down.
Well, maybe he did think that. I don't know.
My vagina was out. What the fuck am I overpowering?
What the vagina?
I just wanted to be licked on. Oh. What's Shanisha say?
What?
What's her name? Shanisha? Shanisha?
Shinshia.
Shinshia. Lick.
Open your mouth.
Open your
Make the tongue go.
So that's my story time on that. But I'm sorry, before I end it, I do have to tell y'all how that ended. So I did sleep with the man, and it was like, I hate to say it, I don't, if he watches this, I'm sorry, and you whatever.
Was it good?
God bless. It was okay. It was okay. It was better than what I thought it was going to be.
Right.
And then after he got me comfortable with doing it, the one time I actually was like, I'll do this again. Right. And again. Because now we didn't open Pandora's box, so fuck it. But that was the thing. We opened Pandora's box, and all that getting to know each other, all that like
went out the window.
Out the window. It was like he didn't have time anymore.
As soon as he get the cat, because that's all they be wanting.
He only had time to come over. Like, if I wanted to, like, can you come over real quick for lunch? But trying to fuck me during lunch, and really, like, can you take me out to lunch? Why am I coming over for lunch?
Because dudes just be wanting to have sex all the time.
Like,
they be pretending. A lot of guys be out here pretending, thinking they really want to get to know you and really want to hang out, but then once they get the cootie cat,
it's like.
Look, what they say? What did she say in the song?
What?
Hours and hours.
I know what you're talking about.
All these niggas full of shit. They just a homie once they hit.
I was looking for love. It's like that. But no, and then I also have to mention, so then I even still tried, like, I could tell the shit was getting different, and I'm like, this nigga telling me he got time, like, he would be like, I'd be like, what you doing? He's like, I'm at a cookout. I'm like, when we gonna see each other? I'm trying to make it work, but I don't really got time. I don't got time. Do you know, so this nigga ended up messaging me and being like, I'm just going through a lot. I'm not a good guy for you.
Oh, now you're not a good guy for me? You got this pussy.
You're not a good guy? Blocked.
Sorry.
Blocked.
That's just a pussy ass move.
What did we say in that? God bless. On to the next.
God bless you. God bless you.
God bless. On to the next. But that's my story time. My boundaries crossed. And what the thing would piss me off about it, and I did end up eventually getting to talk to him and let him know, like, boy, like, and my thing with it was like, I probably wouldn't have had sex with him if he wouldn't have made me feel like bad in that moment. Like, I felt bad for him.
If he wasn't crying.
Right.
Basically.
And it was like, and I could have
making you feel bad. Making you feel like you had to get on the cat.
And the thing is, I could have still said no. In that case scenario, it wasn't a situation where I felt like my safety was compromised and he wasn't going to, like, respect my decision. I could have still said no, but it was just like, I liked him and I felt for him, and he made me feel like emotionally like bad.
Right.
And I was just like,
and then he had you turned on. The fuck?
Yeah, and it was like 4 hours after you lick.
Lick, lick, lick.
So,
All right, we're gonna get into my story. My story is pretty short, y'all. I swear, it recently just happened. I ain't
it
gonna
recently
say.
happened.
I ain't gonna.
Don't say the name. You can't say the name.
I'm not gonna say a name. All right, it didn't recently just happen. I'm just not gonna say a name. But you know, my boundaries was definitely tested. But as a strong black woman that I am, I definitely stood on my ground and did not do anything with this man. So this man comes over. You know, it was late night. He was really, really drunk, and so he's like, "I want to come over." I'm like, "All right, cool. You know, come over." And I was just like, "I don't want to do anything, you know, but you can still come over." You know, he was like, "I just want to come cuddle." These were his exact words. Like, "I just want to come cuddle." Da 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 da. I said, "All right, cool. Come on." So he comes over. You know, we laying there. You know, he starts rubbing me with some lotion or whatever.
They always start with
You
a
know,
rub.
it always starts with the rub. They always want to give you a massage.
I
Let
just
me
want
rub
to
you.
touch you.
Right. Let me rub you with some lotion. Let me make you feel good.
What do they say in Greece? Take your filthy paws off my
my
silky
silky
draws.
So that's definitely what's. So, you know, he's rubbing me down, whatever. So next thing you know, I feel a little something in the behind area. All right, we're gonna be a little explicit. So first of all, he was trying to lick my ass. I'm just gonna jump right into it. So he was trying to lick on my ass, and I was just like, no. So I definitely got turned off because it's like you came over with intentions on not wanting to do anything. It turned me off. I was like, I got up, put my clothes on, I laid in the bed. He was, you know, it was just like, So the next day, you know, we were talking. He was just like, I turned you off. I was just like, it's not technically that you turned me off. It's just the fact that you told me out your mouth like you was coming over not to do anything. You wanted to cuddle. And I like cuddling, so why the fuck not? But then when you try to do that shit, that definitely was a turn off. And I definitely didn't appreciate it. But I definitely stood my ground and I did not do anything. So I give myself a round of applause.
Round of applause.
Baby, make that ass clap. But anyway, y'all, that was my little short story. I really don't have too much to say.
That was very short.
It was very short because I don't really want to get into anything else. Cause
I mean, that's cool. I was going to say, you know, one of the things that I think, shit, did I lose my train of thought? Well, when it comes down to it, boom, I'm like, but, from listening to what you said about like standing on your like things, that's what I wanted to say. It's so sexy when a man respects your boundaries.
Yes.
And I think that men don't even understand. Like sometimes men, I don't think all men think this way, but I don't know. Like, you know, I'm gonna just put it there. We're two very like women who held their shit together. We hold our shit like we do well. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So sometimes like I feel like men sometimes think that like I want to do stuff to like make sure that like I'm keeping them content or like, you know, They think that it's all about the male gaze. That's it. They think it's about the male gaze. That's what I'm trying to get to. Mm-hmm. And it's not always about the male gaze. There's a female gaze in my opinion. And in my opinion, like, if you don't cross my boundaries, like, if I say I just want to cuddle, or that's where I ended at, and we just cuddle, I have so much respect for you. I might look at you as somebody I could be with. And that's a big thing. Because niggas sometimes think it's like, oh, it's a big deal to be with me. No, it's a big deal to be with me. Baby. So if I'm looking at you as somebody who I would like to be with and want to, like, actually, like, get to know more, like, this guy put in the time and investment. I'm a hell of an investment. And I know that by me wanting to stand on your side and thinking, like, oh, I want to get to know this guy and I can see him, like, being in my future, that's a big deal for you that you don't even know yet. But if you keep trying me and I think all you want to do is fuck, and if the dick is good, all we going to do is fuck. And that's the only reason I'm going to call you. And sometimes I feel like men think that it's like on their terms, but they don't know that we have the same terms.
Right.
That we do the same thing.
Exactly.
Like there's men that I know I don't care to like, I know that it's probably only going to be sexual with.
Yeah, there's a lot of men out there like that though. You know, they just want sex. I don't know.
Like,
why are men so fucking horny? Like I don't get it. Like y'all need sex every damn day. Why?
I mean, when I'm comfortable, I like to be, you know, I like to be sexually free too. But like, let me get comfortable first. Like I feel like, do you know well, everybody knows my middle name, but
mine's too.
Everybody knows my middle name. But like, what do you know about me? Like, we're getting older.
Like,
and I could excuse like the early 20s. I can excuse all that. Like, I'm trying to have sex, you know, especially when you're in college. Right. It's your first time being free. You have the bed. You get to live your life. You just want to fuck. Right. You know what I mean? Like, well, men do. I didn't want to just fucking cause. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know, I'm honest.
Studies first.
Right. But it's like, I just want to enjoy my sexual freedom. But we're getting older now. Like, we're damn near 30. Well, I'm 30. And I'm damn near 30.
I'm definitely getting to the point where it's just like, you know, sex is not a very important thing. Like, if I want it, yes, I'll get it, but that's not the first thing that comes to my mind.
I want to know what else you have to offer. I want to know what else you bring to the table.
What can you do for me?
Because you telling me all the ways that you can fuck me and all the things you could do for me, it does not help me in any type of way. It does not help me elevate as a person.
Right.
It does not help me pay my bills, even though I don't need you to pay my bills, but it does not help me. It does not help me feel secure. It does not make me feel like I have somebody who truly is investing in me and building on me. All it makes me feel like is I have dick. And if all you have to offer is dick, then you can keep that and the bubble gum. Okay?
Deuces.
So to close out, before we wrap up everything, as we usually do say, we do TikTok reviews, but if you have a story that you want to share and it's not on TikTok, you can always email everything, MishaRenee@gmail.com. I didn't do the www in front of it this time.
I cannot.
But you can reach out to us and let us know. We are always happy to talk about whatever anybody is going through. Because as we said before, we are not here to give you advice or to tell you the way. We are simply here to tell you we've been there and we get it. Thanks for joining. Help me find him too. Cheers to the second episode.